I am 74 years old. Even now, that number feels unreal when I say it out loud, like I'm talking about someone else's life. But when I look in the mirror, I know it's mine. Every decision, every silence, every choice that felt small at the time led me here. Most mornings, I sit at the kitchen table before the sun is fully up. A mug of coffee in my hands, cold more often than not. I don't rush to reheat it anymore. Nothing feels urgent now. And in that quiet, I think about how much of my life passed without making a sound. I used to believe I was doing everything right. That's the part that hurts the most. I wasn't reckless. I wasn't cruel. I followed the rules. I was responsible, reliable, the kind of man people trusted. And somewhere along the way, I confused being good with being present. Time feels different now. It doesn't stretch forward anymore. It presses inward, like the walls are slowly moving closer. Every ache, every forgotten name, every funeral program tucked away in a drawer reminds me that there aren't many chapters left. And only now, when the ending is close enough to see, do I realize how badly I misunderstood the middle. When I was younger, I thought life was something you built toward, brick by brick. Career, reputation, security. I believed meaning would arrive once everything was in place. I didn't realize that while I was busy building, I was walking right past it. In my 20s, I stayed busy on purpose. Busyness was my shield. If I kept moving, I didn't have to feel. If I didn't slow down, I wouldn't have to ask myself who I really was or whether this life was actually mine. Later, I told myself. Later became my favorite lie. I married young because it felt like the next step. She was kind, steady. She believed in me quietly without asking for much in return. I gave her stability and assumed that was enough. I didn't understand that love needs attention more than structure. We had children. I held them in my arms and felt something sacred settle in my chest. I promised myself I'd work harder for them. And I did. I missed dinners so they could have more. I missed games so they could go further. I missed bedtime stories so I could pay the bills. I never asked if they needed me there more than they needed the money. The years passed quickly because they were ordinary. Ordinary days don't announce their importance. You don't realize you're living memories while they're happening. You only notice what's missing later. The empty chairs, the moments you weren't in. From the outside, I looked successful. Promotions came. People listened when I spoke. My name carried weight in certain rooms. But inside, I was always tired, because I never learned how to stop without feeling useless. My marriage didn't collapse. It faded. Conversations became practical, then brief, then rare. We stopped talking about our thoughts, then our feelings, then ourselves. I told myself this was normal. I was wrong. There were moments I could have chosen differently, small ones. A walk after dinner, a weekend left open, a phone call that could have waited. At the time, they felt insignificant. Now they line up behind me like unopened letters. My children grew up while I was busy. One day they needed me. The next, they didn't expect me. And I didn't understand why until much later. I remember one night, my son had a school event. I told him I'd try to make it. I meant it, but work ran late. When I came home, the house was quiet. There was a program left on the counter. I never said I was sorry. I assumed there would be another one. There wasn't. The turning point wasn't dramatic. It never is. My wife got sick, slowly enough for denial to feel reasonable. Hospital rooms stripped life down to essentials. Machines, plastic chairs, long hours with nothing to distract you from yourself. That's when I realized something terrifying. I didn't know how to comfort her. I didn't know her inner world. I had spent decades providing, but not truly being there. She died on a Tuesday, an ordinary, forgettable day. I held her hand and felt the weight of every conversation we never had. I told her I loved her. I hope she heard me. After that, the house felt enormous, not big, empty. Her things stayed where they were because I didn't know who I was without being needed. That's when it finally sank in. I spent my life preparing for a future that never arrived. I assumed time was manageable, that relationships would wait, that love was patient even when I wasn't. I reached out to my children more after that. They were kind, polite, busy. They have their own lives now, full and demanding the way mine once was. I don't blame them. The hardest part of aging isn't the body. It's the inventory, the apologies that come too late, the affection that arrives after distance has hardened. I got success wrong. I thought it was about accumulation, about being impressive, about security. What I learned too late is that success without connection is just a quiet kind of failure. People applaud you while you're climbing. They don't sit with you at 74 when the phone doesn't ring. If I'm honest, I was afraid of being ordinary, afraid of slowing down, afraid that if I stopped striving, I'd disappear. Instead, I disappeared anyway. Now I sit and watch the light move across the wall. There's nowhere urgent to be. And for the first time, I'm learning how to stay. If you're listening to this and you're younger, I won't tell you what to do. I'll only say this: presence is the one thing you can't earn back later. People remember how you made them feel, not how hard you worked for reasons they didn't fully understand. As for me, I'll finish my coffee, sit in the quiet a little longer, and keep learning how to be present, even now when so much of life has already passed me by.